Hey everyone, welcome to another cast for HT Phoenix. Okay, I lied. This is not the grand finals. This is the other semi-finals. In the 5 o'clock position, we do have the orange Zerg as inFiRevenant, and in the 10 o'clock position, we do have the pink Terran as GGmuse. Now, GGmuse is Terran well known in the community. He has actually handily beaten his other opponents, and he's up against Revenant. Revenant is I guess he's not known in the StarCraft community just yet because he's just, I guess, new to the scene, but he is very, very well known in Warcraft 3 circles. He actually made it to the round of 16 in the recent World Cyber Games, I believe it was. He was flown all the way to Korea to play against, and he actually, I think, got knocked out in the round of 16 by the eventual champion. So this guy is really, really good. He makes excellent decisions, and it's just gonna, I can't wait for this match because while Revenant does have the better reputation, this is a very, very Terran favorite map because if you look at the natural, it is wide open. And the Zerg has a very, very hard time to hang on to it. If they put spine crawlers here and here, they're not going to be able to guard their ramp. If they put the spine crawlers at the ramp, they're not going to be able to guard the natural. And it's just a nightmare for them to defend. To make it even worse, there are these ledges over your in-base hatchery and also your natural denying this patches. So if the Terran was able to do a drop, it just hurts. It sucks. It's like Lost Temple on crack. And it's good. I can't wait to see how Revenant is going to handle it because this map does favor Zerg in the sense it is very, very wide open, but that's pretty much the only thing that really favors Zerg on this map. So we are going to see Revenant, interestingly, not going to go for early expansion. He is going to go for 14 pull, 13, sorry about that, 14 gas, 13 pull. And look at that, Muse is going to be a little bit irritating. He's going to drop an engineering spade to stop any kind of hatchery, but it doesn't matter because Revenant is going for fast speedlings. And fast speedlings are going to be able to deal with this quickly enough such that the hatchery that you normally want to place around 22 food or 23 food, the Zerglings are going to take that out. Maybe this is going to delay the Zerglings from reaching your base maybe by a fraction of a minute, but other than that, it's not really going to do very much. Actually, GGmuse is skipping any form of early gas. He's actually really going very, very heavy on the econ. This tells me that he is most likely going to go for a fast FE kind of build because he's not focusing on any gas. He really wants that mule just to get the extra minerals, and once he has those extra minerals, he's just going to pump Marines non-stop, and that's just going to be good defense to hold any form of early link pressure. And I think this is really good play by my Muse because as a Zerg, you never ever want to let the Terran get 2 base on you when you are 2 base. You really need the economic advantage, but because of this in-base hatchery, base yeah, well, whatever, you can't really stop the Terran from getting 2 bases. So no, actually GGmuse is not going to go for a command center. He just got his gas. He is actually throwing down a second barrack, so I'm a little confused on the build order of this, but it does look like he's building up a significant marine force, and here comes the Zerglings. The speed is halfway done. And they are going to hack away at this engineering space. Most likely GGmuse is just going to cancel it just to recover about 90 or so minerals. So he only really cost 30 minerals to get that. And this drone is just going to be a little pissed off because Revenant is up to... Whoa! Actually, GGmuse wasn't able to cancel that. Actually cost him the full 125 minerals. But that drone was really, really sad that he couldn't get his hatchery up. Actually up to 26 food before he was able to drop it. So that was a significant delay. I don't know if it was really worth 125 minerals. But we shall see. GGmuse is actually throwing down a factory, which is okay. But he does have a lot of Marines. These Marines need to guard their front door. But they are going to reveal to Revenant that he does have a significant amount of Marines. And judging by that, I guess the Zerg can know you're going one of two things. Either A, you're going to go Hellions, because that's why you have a lot of Marines and you have no Marauders, or you're going to go straight for air. But actually what Muse is doing, because he's hidden his barracks all the way at the back, is he's gone for a second racks to pump up more Marines, and this double gas, I guess he's just going to go Marine tank. And GGmuse knowing that there is a very, very real possibility of a Banelings bus because these Zerglings keep popping up here. This is exactly what Zergs like to do. It's like they like to wither away the supply depot, so it needs less Banelings to break down, and is making GGmuse a little bit paranoid of a bust, so he is making a second wall. He really does need a second wall over here. And Revenant is going to peek up there. I don't know why Muse is pulling his units all the way back here, but coming back to the Zerg base, Revenant has made a ton of Zerglings. A ton of Zerglings, ton of drones actually. Looking at the harvester count, he is up 25 to 23. That's not really a big difference, but every little bit does count. And well, actually, I take that back. Right now, he's up to 29 harvesters, so he is pulling ahead. the thing is about Terran is you can only make one worker at one time, and it really hurts if if you let the Zerg sit back and macro up, because if you're looking at the production tab, okay, I was just about to say Revenant might be making a lot more drones, but he is not. He is actually making a lot of links because he is concerned. He poked up here and he did see a lot of Marines, so he knows there's going to be some kind of pressure. Revenant is being just really smart about this, you know, just poking up here, just going to see what kind of harassment. He does see the tank, so he does know the composition of this force. He knows there's going to be an early push with Marines with a few siege tank support. I actually would really like to see an early engineering bay drop down for two reasons. The first reason is, of course, you've only seen your opponent go Zergling, so you know he's saving up a lot of gas. There is a real threat of mutas. Thankfully, Revenant isn't going that path because he only has a third gas coming up, so he's not going to have the gas for early mutas. But you get the engineering bay just in case you need to drop missile turrets. And more importantly, Zerglings absolutely die really quickly to Marines once they get upgrades, because a Marine does 6 damage. But if you get 1 attack, he does 7, and that may not seem like much, but he does basically 15% more damage, so you can kill. You basically, basically right now there's roughly about 20 Zerglings here. If you get one attack, it's as if Revenant only has 17 or 16 Zerglings. It makes a big difference, really, in the mass battle. If you can kill Zerglings really quickly, then they might not even be able to reach you before they do any damage. So it does look like GGmuse even getting medvacs just to support this Marine tank push, making it a little bit more robust. But if he doesn't push out soon, I'm afraid he's going to get overwhelmed, as inFiRevenant is going for the Infestation Pit. Infestation Pit is fantastic. So there are two options what you can do with your gas. You can either as I said before, you can go mutas, or you can spend your gas on Infestation Pit. And Infestation Pit is fantastically good against Marine tanks, because the Marines, if the tanks are not sieged up, your infestors are actually going to be able to get in range, and I believe the range of fungal growth is either 10 or 11. It's really long. And if you fungal growth this entire Marine group, let's say if you hit 10 Marines, it does 32 damage. It's like it does 320 damage. That is a lot of damage, and you basically drain all the mana from the medvac to heal that up. And if you do it, if there is no medvac and you fungal growth twice, you basically kill huge amounts of Marines for very little cost. Revenant is saying, okay, look, you know, you're not pushing out. I'm not going to make banelings yet because I'm going to save my gas. He is actually getting pathological glands. So is that Overlord speed, or is that? Yeah, that's right. No, actually, I do play this game. No, that's actually the infestor upgrade for extra energy, so they can fungal growth. And inFiRevenant very wisely put two banelings here just to catch any Marines, but that medvac was very wise to able to spot those banelings, and they were quickly dispatched. So Revenant does take a peek there with one Zergling. One Zergling does give his life for the swarm, but he knows, Revenant knows there is going to be a big push here. He's, I think, going to be hard pressed to hold this off, because if he doesn't have, he does have significant tank support. So he does have 4 tanks. 4 tanks are going to be able to very easily micro, and you can micro your tanks and ask them to attack the banelings. And if the banelings usually clump up when they're running against the Marines, and if you can take out the banelings, the Marines are just going to destroy everything else. But look at that. Actually, it looks like Revenant is going to go for the flank. He's going to go from behind, but the funny thing is he doesn't have any forces in the front. This is really unusual. Oh, actually, he's going for the main base. The problem with the Terrans is they're so immobile, and they're completely out. There's only a handful of Marines in the base. Very wisely, Revenant is standing on top of these supply depots, making sure he's not going to be walled off. He has moved one group of Zerglings into the main base. He's moving the second group of Zerglings into the natural, and this is going to be disaster for Muse. He has to. He doesn't even. He even got fungal growth, and he has baneling mines. So Muse is in a huge amount of trouble. And the infestors do have one more Savlo of fungal growth, and it's just going to see how much it is. The banelings are on top of the banelings are on top of the tanks, and it's going to come down to see if these banelings are going to be able to do damage. They do damage, but only to the tanks. And here comes the final gas by Muse. Muse base is looking in complete shambles right now, and he's lifted up all his buildings. And there's only a handful of units left by GGmuse. There are more Zerglings, and GGmuse, that's called GG because he doesn't have a base left. Wow, like I have to give props to Revenant on that. Like, he knew that if he went up against, if he basically took, how many Zerglings does Revenant have? He has 55 Zerglings, so they're completely unupgraded. So if he made, let's say, like what, 16 Banelings, then rolled into that, he would have lost the majority of his Zerglings. And with 4 tanks, he's just gonna lose the majority force, and he would have lost the game. Muse would have won, because right now, essentially, Revenant didn't have the pieces he needed to win. This is a relatively early push, but by swinging back and basically demolishing Muse's base, he was actually able to squeeze out a win. And props to Revenant for that decision making. And with that as a start, I can't wait for game 2. So this is HD Phoenix signing out. I'll see you guys in the next game.